And welcome everyone to the MSL Code Gold Semifinals. This is of course for the winner's bracket, and we have here before you another hopefully epic series of games from two wonderful gentlemen. We are here on ocnLogan Flats, and in the top left hand corner of the map we have the purple Protoss, jordasniper. Look at that. All his probes already mining, clearly a sign of a superior player. And his opponent down here, in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, the pink Zerg player, DaveDiggler. I've said before, we have names that are names, ancient historians, or pharmaceuticals. I don't actually believe this. DaveDiggler could be a name, but I think it's a Smurf name, or perhaps an arcade video game personality game. Like Wreck-It Ralph, I think would fit in the same category as DaveDiggler. Pretty sure. Whereas jordasniper, pretty clear that that's an Xbox name. I say that without any knowledge of whether or not this person plays console games. But here on ocnLogan Flats, the important things to note is that you have a narrow choke, an easy to defend natural, an easy to defend third, right next to Pride Rock here. Check that out. It's Pride Rock. Pumbaa. And the Rafiki just hanging out totally up there. I think I said his name wrong. It's fine. I actually hated Lion King, but nevertheless, that reminds me so much of it. And here in the MSL Code S, we have a very, very, very conservative pylon placement. This is optimized for efficiency and mining. It doesn't want to go too far away to be able to put that first thing down and lose that mining time. So this is a very optimized playstyle. He's also apparently not worried at all by any sort of Ling run by, and we instead have a really early pool from his opponent. This looks like a 13 pool. Do we have a hatch? Yes, we do have a hatch, so we want pool hatch. Do we have a gas coming up? Bueller? Not as of yet. We also don't see a queen, because this has not been completed. We should see a queen coming out sometime soon as he has money. Because you need a queen to be able to get all those larva injects up and running, so you can have your economy match your opponent's. There we go. We got that on its way. We do see already another gas geyser going down. We see the cybernetics core. This could... He's not saving up any chrono boost yet. Okay. If you're saving up chrono boost, I would say it looks like an old school 4-gate. As generally this would go down somewhere around the 19 to 21 range. And then you'd see 3 more gates almost immediately after this. Also, we don't see any chrono boost on the warp gate. So, it looks like, to me, like some sort of gateway aggression, and wow, cool skin. He is the Mace Windu of Zealots. I expect great things from you. His opponent, in the meantime, just 2 Zerglings, not going to spend any more larvae than he needs to, and he's going to have his queen take absolutely forever to get anywhere. The Zerglings will, in fact, make their way in. We have an early robotics facility. Interesting. There we go. Good things. I'm expecting to see additional great things from you, Mr. Windu. So, Robotics Bay. Could be Immortals. We do see Warpgate being researched. We do see the Mothership Core on the way. In fact, now it is here. An early Immortal, there's not enough gateways and too much gas investment and not enough bases, really, to be an Immortal Sentry all-in. At least not at this point in time. It'll be more telling what those next structures are, because right now he's only one base. He's only in 2 production structures, so he's got to be doing something very exciting. Although Stalker coming out implies that he's wanting to be a little bit more aggressive, and perhaps we're going to see an Immortal really quickly, or perhaps even a Warp Prism, and it looks like he's going to go and do that thing that I was talking about in one of my previous games, which was Zealot Stalker Mothership Core. Moving out on the map allows you to be aggressive while your opponent is doing this, as you can simply recall if you'd like. And instead, it looks like we might be waiting for an Immortal before we go ahead and do so. Back home, we see Dave the Diggler throwing down 2 Spine Crawlers, playing it safe. He's got a Queen chilling out down here, accumulating energy for no really readily apparent reason. I think that this should be used for spreading creep tumors. Like one right here would be awesome. Then at least you'd be able to retreat into your own base. See the Immortal's out. Are we going to see an attack? He's control grouped. He's highlighted that. Do we actually have any control groups?
Metamorphosis complete.
No control groups. I am very surprised by jordasniper. However, that's not actually indicative of skill or no skill, as TLO actually played for quite some time. In fact, almost all of Wings of Liberty without using control groups, because he's a boss. That's how it is. This queen here is here to help prevent a run-by of some sort. Not really needed, in my opinion. Good job here, continuing to use... Ooh, double Evo chamber. You don't have enough gas for that. And, well, I guess if you're going to Ling, you could pull it off. Generally, for double Evo chamber and any sort of tech, you need to have at least 3 or 4 gas geysers. But if you're doing Lings, they require absolutely 0 gas, so you could make it work. We do see extremely fast robotics bay, and the robotics facility now producing a Colossus. But I don't know if the Colossus is going to have the time to come out. The Immortal's amazing against roaches, but terrible against Zerglings. And now... it looks like that Colossi is actually... it might not actually get a chance to come out. The Photon Overcharge here did get a lot done. You got 6 more Zerglings, but now the only thing here is this Mothership Core, and it needs to come participate in the fight. There it is, now finally getting over there. We do have a Zealot. We should have some sort of another unit coming out at some point in time. Oh, this is quite painful. Is it going to micro those? Okay, we do have the Zealot there, getting some damage done. He's actually not microing those probes at all. He's actually doing okay. Looks like he's going to lose 1 or 2 probes, but nothing major. The big thing here is that the robotic support bay is down, or the robo bay actually, and the Colossi has been, of course, spotted and accounted for, and now we have additional Lings running their way across the map. And this is going to be interesting to hold. It could happen. He can make this work. I have faith in you, jordasniper. The Colossi needs to not overextend. It needs to stay someplace where it can be protected by something. Up against here would be a great place for it. Additional Zealots, that's going to help out with the space control a bunch. But right now he doesn't have the gateways, and he knows that. He's warping additional ones in, but with all these Lings in production, this Colossi is going to get focused down really quickly. Another Photon Overcharge is going to try to keep those Lings in front of him, and with some proper micro, he does in fact keep that Colossi alive. Look at 13 kills already, but he was forced to throw down another Photon Overcharge, which he will not have available to him in the future, as now the Mothership Core doesn't have enough energy, and it won't have enough energy for quite some time. Behind this, DaveDiggler continuing to macro. Oh my goodness. Because he's going to Ling, he's feeling starved for larva, and that's what you saw right there with that, that hatchery. It was going to be a macro hatch. Instead, it looks like he needed the minerals for something else. So we do have additional queens. No creeps been connecting things in the base. That could be a problem if anything like some sort of a Phoenix counterattack happens. Although at this point in time, DaveDiggler, I think, is solidly actually in the lead. Although that's only under the assumption... oh my goodness, and another run-by! This wall really needs to be completed, and some sentries really need to be invested in. Excellent job keeping those probes. Look at that spam clicking, so good. That's the proper thing. That's called mineral walking, and it's putting all those probes into a single spot, so then the surface area is reduced. Looking at the workers lost, 13. He did lose more than he wanted, but the problem here is there's no wall. There's nothing here to keep things here, and he's going to continue losing workers to these continued run-bys. Although now it looks like the jordasniper is going to stabilize, and the DaveDiggler is in fact continuing to macro up behind this. We do have some additional Lings. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go in, but now jordasniper does appear to have been stabilized. Look, he's now trying to start forcing that choke, but now his opponent is going to be on 4 bases. The worker count is almost triple, and mutas are going to be on their way in about 120 seconds, including the build time. He's starting to stockpile. Oh, this is actually really confusing to me. The pink player's on the top left, but the pink player's on the bottom right. My mind is bending. There is no spoon. Okay, I think Zergling run-bys are now officially over, or at least they should be. The problem now is going to be that that jordasniper has committed a whole bunch into anti-Zergling defenses, and mutas are going to catch him really heavily off guard. Look at that. Bam. 22 kills on this Colossi. He is a baller and a shot caller. I'm a little bit confused why this set of rocks is still up and this one is as well. I'd like to see this one cut down and this one opened up. That's actually a big deal. Hopefully these lings are coming back to take care of one of those. We have an observer here taking a peek, seeing what's going on. We have the overseer from DaveDiggler, who I've just renamed. I'm just going to keep calling you DaveDiggler because it sounds... I mean, no offense, your name's pretty cool, but DaveDiggler is totally a game I would have played when I was 9 at an arcade. I don't know if DaveDiggler was. Now he's going to be taking down those rocks, going to be shortening that reinforcement path and making this base so much easier to hold. And now he's going to be very solidly up on bases in comparison to his opponent. The worker count is still almost triple, and I feel like at this point in time, if DaveDiggler does what he's supposed to, this should be pretty straightforward. The Ling runbys did enough damage, and I feel like that's because these first buildings here, very well optimized, not very well if you're trying to expand. Making this more of a wall, you could have survived that with almost no losses, with one Ling or Zealot there and one Stalker right behind it. I think you could have actually held that completely no problems. And now DaveDiggler is starting to use more of that creep spread to help continue getting his army in better position. But right at this particular point in time, this next engagement could be very even, actually. See, those rocks, if they were down, this base would not be in danger at this point in time. These mutas need to be moved away immediately. They're just going to die. Yep. Ooh, painful. Does he even notice? Where's the army? He's going to go for a counterattack. Counterattack! Base race. Are we going to go to a base race immediately? That's hilarious. So great job on the force fields. Turns out he didn't have any units in the first place. And where are those mutas? Where are all the mutas? He's got 11 mutas. Where are they? Here they are. 11 mutas is actually enough to take this on. It's close. But if you can focus fire down all of those stalkers, the sentries are not actually a problem, and Colossi can't shoot up. So the mutas here can actually... Oh, they're so close. Okay, he should actually pull those back now. Yeah, we're just going to have a full-on base race. That's actually exactly what's going to happen. Even Drone's going to be brought into the fray. That's going to be hilarious. And expand to his opponent's third base. And we have a base race for our first game of the series. This bodes well for the entertainment value of this series of games. Love it. Lings, 2-2 Lings, awesome. We have the lair. No hive has been completed as of yet. We do see some additional mutas and some Lings just chilling. But why does it matter when there's so many Lings here? The Mothership Core could allow a recall at any point in time, and I think had he done that already, he'd be actually in a really good place. But now that he hasn't, his economy's gone, and he's committed to the base race. Before, he could have recalled back and kept his base, and have taken out this base. Instead, he's totally... Oh no, he recalled way too late. My face is literally in my hands. That's painful. That's a little bit painful to see. I think that was a little bit of poor decision-making. And I think that's actually going to come back and bite him, and that's going to be the end of the game because he has no economy. And although his army is larger now, his opponent still has a base and still has another base and is going to have another base. Although that queen roasted really nicely. Drones, not sure what's going on with these guys. That's nice. You have some bases you could go home to. Some mutas gonna take forever to do anything, and this army here could actually, this could go either way, but I feel like it should be pretty easy for DaveDiggler to seal this one and go up 1-0 in this this first game. Ooh, all the drones, yes. I feel like drones don't feel like they get to, you know, help out very much. They do. I mean, they fund everything else that happens in the game, but direct engagements, they're frequently overlooked. Look at that. +2 armor. Bam. Nibbling away. They're poking and pinching. Check that out. I think they might actually have more DPS than mutas because mutas have terrible DPS. But they're good for other reasons. In the meantime, most of this base has been cleaned up. I do believe that jordasniper should be able to take out the main base of his opponent. But now with all these Lings coming in and a whole bunch of spine crawlers being built, and another... He's preemptively building another spawning pool. This is excellent news. And the probes. Look at these probes. Oh, the recall has happened! The recall. He's trying to make sure he doesn't lose this. He doesn't know about this other base. And he recalls only some of this, and the Colossi will actually go down. And the Mothership Core did as well. That was actually terrible. And now he has additional Lings. So right now he thinks he's like, I just need to take this out. It all win. Turns out there's a secret base in your base. Oh, he does actually know about it. Oh, this is so sad. So anyway, the game, I feel like this game would have been totally different. I feel like their styles are actually, you can tell that they're roughly equivalent in skill level. It's hard to tell from just one game. And I think the run-bys did way more damage than they should have, as they shouldn't actually been able to run by. So DaveDiggler is going to go up 1-0 in this series, and we're going to see if jordasniper has what it takes to come back and get himself back in the series. So we'll be back in just a minute.